الناس بتاخذ كرتونه وثلاثه
بتاعت حماس بيقول لك تروحش على الامريكان، يخلف على الامريكان هم بده لحماس سلمي وراقك وروح دمرت غزه يا عم ارحمونا من شيء الامن يرحمونا. جنب طعمين وحماس بتجوع مشهد يا عالم. حماس اللي بتقول لك مقاومه وسلاح وشعبنا صامت. والله كيف الناس كل قطاع غزه بروح عند الامريكان عشان يطعموهم. لما واحد يجي من تعاون حماس تعاون قطر يقول ليش؟ خليك في دارك وما تشاركوش الاسرائيليين الامريكيين في هذا المشروع، لا بدنا نشاركهم بدنا ناكل.
حسبي الله فيك وفي اولادك كمان وان شاء الله تذوق اللي ذقناه. احنا بنقول حسبي الله ونعم الوكيل في حماس، ان شاء الله تذوق اللي ذقناه.
ترامب 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 نتنياهو كله أمريكا.
من بداية سريان آلية توزيع هذه المساعدات المجانية، وحماس تحاول بكل الأشكال منع الناس من الذهاب لاستلام المساعدات سواء بالتخوين أو بالتخويف أو نشر معلومات وإشاعات على آلية التوزيع، شيء إنه إسرائيل راح تعتقلكم أو راح تقتلكم أو أنتم خونة. واضح إنه أمريكا تريد أن تخلص من قصة الجوع وتحلها، بس حماس مستعدة تقتلنا وتعذبنا وتجوعنا لنبقى ذروع بشرية وده تسوم عليها لتبقى في الحكم.
It's not Israel, it's Hamas terrorists. And we see, and the IDF released drone footage of Hamas gunmen firing at the Palestinian crowds as they are going to these humanitarian zones. Okay, so Hamas wants to stop the Palestinians from receiving free humanitarian aid because they want to keep using them in order to gain money to pay the salaries and to continue this war of terror against Israel. Okay?
بتاعت حماس بتقول لك تروحش على الامريكان، يخلف على الامريكان هم بدونا طحين واكل. ترامب وصلتنا يا حماس. يخلف على ترامب طعمين وحماس بتجوع مشهد يا عالم. حماس اللي بتقول لك مقاومه وسلاح وشعبنا صامت. والله كيف الناس كل قطاع غزه بروح عند الامريكان عشان يطعموهم. يخلف على ترامب، ثانك يو ترامب. انا اللي بطعميني هذا يخلف عدينه. احسن ما واحد يجي من تعاون حماس تعاون قطر يقول ليش؟ خليك في دارك وما تشاركوش الاسرائيليين الامريكيين في هذا المشروع، لا بدنا نشاركهم بدنا ناكل. تعال طعميني وبديش اروح على الامريكان، بس تعال طعميني ما تضلكش صامت في قطر وانت نايم ومكيف.
كان في آلية تفتيش في
لا في تفتيش ولا في آلية، الامريكان واقفين على جنب والصحيح.
ايش رسالتك لأسامة حمدان والوفد المفاوض؟
أسامة حمدان بدنا واقف حرب احنا، واللي بيفاوضوا مش حاسين فينا مشهان، بياكلوا خرفان وبياكلوا كباب ومش حاسين في الشعب الجعان.
The Israeli forces are firing on Palestinians trying to get aid from the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation. Up to 20 people, according to the Red Cross, have arrived to the hospital that they've set up with gunshot wounds, have died from them. Is this administration aware of these? And I mean, what is being done to address this situation?
The administration is aware of those reports, and we are currently looking into the veracity of them because, unfortunately, unlike some in the media, we don't take the word of Hamas with total truth. We like to look into it when they speak. Unlike the BBC, who had multiple headlines, they wrote, Israeli tank kills 26, Israeli tank kills 21, Israeli gunfire kills 31, Red Cross says 21 people were killed in an aid incident, and then, oh wait, they had to correct and take down their entire story, saying we reviewed the footage and couldn't find any evidence of anything. Oh. Okay, so we're going to look into reports before we confirm them from this podium or before we take action, and I suggest that journalists who actually care about truth do the same to reduce the amount of misinformation that's going around the globe on this front. John.
Humanitarian Foundation, or JHF, a joint project of the U.S. with security provided by Israel. In just 5 days, this group has distributed nearly 4 million meals to the people of Gaza.
It is a tremendous and vital threat to Hamas's control over the population.
Jonathan Conricas of the Foundation for Defense of Democracies tells CBN News for nearly a year and a half, Hamas has stolen, stockpiled, and sold international aid to their own people at exorbitant prices.
So the IDF did its best to push back on Monday, issuing a statement that said false reports are being circulated that include serious accusations against the IDF regarding the fire at the Gaza residence in the area of the humanitarian aid distribution inside the Gaza Strip. Initial investigation findings showed that the IDF did not fire at civilians when they were near or in the aid distribution area, and these are false reports. The IDF enables the American civilian company GHF and international aid organizations to distribute aid to Gaza residents and not to Hamas terrorists. Hamas is doing everything it can to prevent the successes of this food distribution in Gaza. Hamas is a cruel terrorist organization that starves the population and endangers it in order to preserve its rule inside the Gaza Strip. As part of its cruel conduct and its attempts to disrupt the aid, it directly harms the Strip civilians. Attached to the statement, the IDF spokesperson's unit revealed drone footage showing gunmen in Gaza firing at Gaza civilians on their way to collect humanitarian aid in the southern area of Khan Yunis. At the same time, the American Aid Foundation, GHF, rejected the claims raised in Gaza about shooting inside the distribution compound in Tel Sultan. The foundation even released footage from the relevant time showing no shooting at all. And Hamas spreads lies and the media reports them without checking. The foundation report stated. It also added that the more the GHF succeeds, the more Hamas will intensify its fake news spreading. The foundation clarified that in recent days the aid had been distributed as scheduled without incidents. On the other hand, you will recall that this week Hamas police fired at Gazan residents who attempted to break into the Hamas warehouse storing food in the center of the Gaza Strip. The warehouse had been used by Hamas to hold supplies that had not been distributed to the civilians for months, and these residents were tired of waiting for Hamas to give them this good food that they deserve because the international community gave it to them for free and Hamas stole it. So the IDF Arabic spokesman, Lieutenant Colonel Avichai Aderi, published the footage from the event and sharply accused Hamas, saying, "For months, Hamas tried to spread the lie of hunger, only to discover that it itself was hiding tons of flour. May God avenge you." 5 Gazan civilians lost their lives in this incident, and Hamas did not even pretend to apologize, but the international media largely ignored it.